Yo, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm really pleased to announce the release of my new frame, the HaloRC Scarab. As you can see, this is a tiny little frame, which is actually a little 3-inch frame designed purely for the new DJI O4 Pro air unit. So before the release of the DJI O4 Pro, in order to get really nice quality HD footage from a sub 250 gram drone, you would need to build a really super light 2 or 3 inch setup, carrying a pretty small battery, not getting very much flight time, and carrying a naked GoPro. But what the DJI O4 Pro has brought to the table is very acceptable and very usable onboard recording. So as you're flying, you're getting the really good HD feed into your goggles while recording 4K footage on board. And the quality of it is pretty damn good. It's a lot better than the O3 system. And when you use the appropriate ND filters and settings, you can get some really nice footage out of this camera. So that led me to design a frame completely based on that system. So the Scarab has been designed to have 0 props in view from camera angles from as low as 0 degrees all the way up to 35 degrees. So to achieve that, the frame uses a dead cat layout, and with a TPU mount you can easily adjust the camera angle from 0 to 35 degrees and have no props in view. Now, because we're not carrying a naked GoPro, it allows us to carry a much larger battery, so you can get away with carrying an 850 milliamp hour 4S LiPo on this and still be below the 250 grams. I always look at this 250 gram limit as something that you want to get all the way up to 249 grams, just below the limit, and maximize the performance of the craft, whether that be by running a larger battery for longer flight times or bigger motor and prop combination for more performance. I went for a nice middle ground of both performance and flight times. You can really flow with this and you can really hammer it around. Really good backyard basher. So if you're lucky enough to have a nice sized garden like I have, it is a really awesome backyard basher, because you can just step out your back door, rip it around the garden, make so little noise that your neighbours aren't going to care, and it's so light that in reality it's not going to be able to do too much damage if you crash it. So it's a nice safe and quiet setup for flying around when there's other people about. So perfect little setup for ripping around your back garden or your local park or at the coast. Yeah, and being under 250 grams means that you don't have to register it, and the laws are a lot more lax, so you're allowed to fly in a lot more places than you would perhaps a 5-inch setup carrying a GoPro. Yeah, let's take a bit of a closer look at the frame now. So as you can see here, the frame is a dead cat style, so the front arms are straight, the rear arms have got this angle in it. That allows the camera to sit a lot further forward and gets all the props out of view. I've left the center of the center area of the frame quite large, so you can fit either a whoop board or a 20 by 20 stack, and then of course there's plenty of room in the back to fit your DJI O4 Pro air unit. You've got this little opening on the top there to feed up the XT30, and you've got LiPo strap slots there in the top to secure your LiPo to the top plate. By making this frame top mounted battery, it just flies a lot more like a regular 5-inch freestyle drone. And because you haven't got the camera on the front, the dead cat layout actually lends itself to that type of frame, because the center of gravity is back here and you can fit the battery and a nice big battery right there and have really nice balance, which is just good for your flight characteristics and overall performance of the flight. So I've got my built up one here. You'll have to excuse the dirt and stuff. I have been flying it quite a bit because it's just so much fun and so easy and accessible. Okay, so XT30 coming up the top there to connect to your top mounted battery. Easily fit an 850 milliamp hour battery on top there. But honestly, this thing's got quite a lot of power, so you could really put a much bigger one on there if you were happy to go over the 250 gram limit. The TPU mount suspends the camera so that it's not actually connected to the frame at all. This is perfect for stabilization in post. The gyro recording that the air unit captures is nice and clean, and very minimal cropping required to stabilize the footage. I've designed this TPU mount to use the original 2 antennas that come with it, rather than trying to drop weight and using little dipoles like a lot of the Cinewhoops do. Using the original antennas is definitely the way to go, because we know that these antennas perform perfectly with this air unit because DJI designed it that way. I'm running a 25mm whoop board in mine. It's very easy to fit a 20x20 stack in there too, and with the 20mm deck height, there's still plenty of room to secure a receiver in there as well. I've gone with a full-on diversity receiver with 2 antennas, but you could quite easily fit a ceramic antenna or just a single antennaed receiver on there too. So yeah, that's my built up Scarab, and the recommended parts are all available on the website, so check those out too. And if you need any help with your setup, just let me know and I'm happy to offer some advice. Okay, so that's the new HaloRC Scarab. I hope you like what I've come up with, and I hope you'll agree that this is a really nice option for sub 250 gram onboard recording with the new 04 system. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them down below, and check it out on the website. It's available today from halorc.com. And until the next one, laters.